What's going on, guys? It's your boy Nick, the A24 addict, and today we'll be discussing the next film on the list of A24 movies I will be watching, and that is The Bling Ring. So, The Bling Ring is directed by Sofia Coppola and follows the true story of a group of teenagers that searched celebrities' houses online and decided to track them down and actually rob them. And while that true story sounds exciting in itself, I unfortunately have to say that the film was the opposite of that. I hate to say it because I am a fan of a couple of Sofia Coppola's films, in particular Lost in Translation is probably my favorite of hers, but this film just did not do it for me. For it being an hour 22-minute movie, it was very slow, very meandering, boring. I was not engaged in the characters at all. They were very dull. The acting was like okay. I mean, I think they were purposely trying to be, you know, bad, like kind of like that Valley Girl type of vibe and how they talked, but there was just like nothing interesting about them, and there was just like no energy to the movie. And I feel like with a story like that, you need some type of like, I feel like it should have had some type of intensity, like whenever they filmed the robberies, or just some type of fast pace to it, you know. But it was just filmed in a very dull way. I will give it props in like one or two scenes. There was one scene that was well shot, and basically it was a slow pan in on like the outside of a mansion, and all you could see is on the inside, two of the teenagers like going in and around the different corridors of the mansion. I thought that was a cool shot, but besides that, nothing else really stood out to me. And I didn't realize until watching it that this is where the GIF or GIF, whatever you want to call it, of Emma Watson dancing in the club came from. And that's in there for like 5 seconds, which I was like, oh, that's where that's from. But everything else, like I said, it just I'm gonna keep this review fairly short, just because I don't really have a lot of pros that I could talk about besides like a few cool shots, and the actual true story in itself was more engaging than how the film portrayed it. Unfortunately, there was no, there's just, I don't know, there was nothing to latch onto, whether it was the characters, and the script doesn't do the characters much favors because you don't really learn a lot about them. As for, really the only one that I learned the most about was Emma Watson's character. Her and her siblings are raised by Leslie Mann's character, and I will give that scene props too. There was one scene that I guess was a take on social commentary of how certain people were raised, because if it was true, I don't know this much about the story, but Leslie Mann homeschools them and basically teaches them about like different models and like how you should look, or like testing them on like what kind of dress they were wearing. So I thought that was kind of interesting if that's actually how their upbringing was. But other than those handful scenes, it just didn't engage me at all. And like with that scene, I could see that there were like attempts on social commentary and how these people were raised. But over the course of that hour and a half of runtime, it just got repetitive because basically, and spoilers if you guys haven't seen The Bling, but basically it starts out, this kid goes to new high school, meets a group of people, and they decide to rob, houses throughout the film. But it's like these, four or so houses throughout, it's just the same routine. There's nothing different about each one. They all, break in. Oh, look at this girl's purse. Oh, look at this guy's shoes. Oh, look, this guy's got a gun. It's like it was always just very superficial, dialogue. There was nothing interesting about it. And the characters really just didn't go anywhere. It was just the same repetitive, robberies of these mansions. And then obviously, really, I guess the only other interesting part is like how they all got caught, which really is kind of surprising to me. How, if this is actually how everything played out, I'm kind of surprised how long it took for people to catch on to like catch these teenagers. Because from the way the movie portrays it, it was pretty simple of A, how to find the mansions where different celebrities lived, and B, like the actual breaking into them. Like, I'm surprised none of these other celebrities had, video surveillance or footage of their mansions. It just, that point of the film, it's like it made it all too simple. Like there was no stakes. It's like anybody could have did this. There's nothing special about these group of teenagers. But yeah, yeah, guys, this movie was not for me. So I think I would probably give this 2.5 out of 10, solely because of those like one or two scenes. And it's not like the actors are doing a bad job, like I said. It's just the script is not doing them favors at all. And this could also be with the direction Sofia Coppola was going in. But yeah, so that's my review of Bling Ring. Next up on the list that I'll be reviewing is The Spectacular Now. So be ready for that video to come soon. And I hope you guys enjoyed it. I know I went on a little, however, like 6-7 month hiatus, but I just had to deal with life. Life gets busy. But I am back, and I'm hoping to put out these videos on a regular basis. So once again, I'm Nick, the A24 Addict, and I hope you guys look forward to more reviews and videos very soon.